Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're regular here, you know I review many photographic, audio and video related products. Well, today we're taking a look at a lens I purchased from my Nikon Z50. And it's a really great lens. It's a wide angle lens, well, it's wide angle to standard. And it is the Nikon ZDX 12 to 28 power zoom lens. And so I've got it fitted to the Z50. Now it's a DX lens, so it's a crop sensor lens designed for the crop sensor bodies, such as the Z50, the ZFC and the Z30. So I'm going to go through some of the images that I've taken with this lens. They'll be on my computer here. We'll go through some of these. I would strongly suggest you look at them on my Flickr page, on my SmugMug page. You get a much better indication what the photographs are like there, rather than studying them on my YouTube channel, because I'm only going to flick through them. There will be a link in the description to my Flickr site, so take a look at them there. Now the lens is, as I say, the ZDX 12 to 28. So in full frame terms, that's about 18 to 42. So it is wide angle through to almost standard. It's certainly great if you are going out and about. I don't want to be carrying heavy gear. I can't carry heavy gear anymore. And it's really good. It is a plastic made lens, but the optics are really good. Nikon certainly haven't skimped on the optical quality of this lens, but making it plastic makes it lighter and cheaper to build. It has got a plastic mount, and also it isn't weather sealed. So just, you know, bear that in mind when you do buy this lens. But it is designed for the crop sensor bodies. So I think that works really well for that. It has got VR, so it has got in-lens image stabilization. That's great because the Z50 hasn't got that, and neither has the Z30 or the ZFC. So if you do want to take photographs with slower shutter speeds, you can certainly do so, knowing that you're still going to get a sharp image because there's VR, there's image stabilization in the lens. Now, when you zoom, the zoom is internal zooming, which is lovely. Now that's great for users that might want to use this on a gimbal, because of the fact that it doesn't affect the balance of the camera, because it's not tromboning, it's not getting any bigger. So great for a gimbal. Also, because it is a power zoom lens, you can actually control the lens via the SnapBridge app. So if you have got it on a gimbal, or you might even have it mounted somewhere away from where you're filming, then you can control it from the app. You have to set it up in the menu of a camera to control the power zoom using SnapBridge, but you can do that. But you can also control it via the screen itself. So you can set up the buttons on the back of the screen. I've got the plus and minus button set up for controlling the zoom, so you can zoom in and out using the plus and minus buttons on the screen. It's difficult to show you that because it's going backwards and back to front here, but you can actually control it using the screen, this buttons here. That'll go wide, and then that'll zoom in. There we go. Well, that'll zoom it in tighter. So we'll do that again. So that's wide, and that's telephoto. So all good to do back to front. Yeah, so it's a power zoom lens. Now I tend not to use it. I tend to use the ring on the lens for actually adjusting the zoom. I find that's just quick and easy. Now there is no stop at the beginning or at the end, because it is power zoom, it's electronic zoom, but you get used to that and it works beautiful. I've had no issues with it whatsoever. I thought I would do, because there is no mechanical stops at the wide end or at the well, not telephoto, at the tighter end, but it works fine. Now because it's variable aperture, it is f3.5 to 5.6, so when you're down to 28mm, it's actually 5.6 aperture, which actually still isn't too bad, fine for when you're out and about. But when you're coming into low light, you may want to reduce the shutter speeds or increase your ISO. Now this camera works great in low light anyway, so you can increase the ISO without too much trouble. As I say, I like its compact size. It doesn't come with a lens hood when you buy it. You have to buy the lens hood separately. I actually got the lens hood with this lens because I bought this lens used on eBay, but you can buy the Nikon lens hood separately if you do require the lens hood. I find the sharpness of this lens is great. Edge to edge sharpness is great. It handles chromatic aberration really, really well. I think it's an all-round excellent lens. And as I say, it's a lens I keep on the camera body on a regular basis. Now, it has got a control ring around the lens here. Now, you can see, again, it just keeps on turning, but you can set that up for either aperture control or manual focus if you're using it for manual focus, or exposure compensation. I've got it set up for adjusting the aperture. So when I'm in aperture priority, that will adjust the aperture. I find that's lovely to be able to do that. I used to have it set up for exposure compensation, but I did find that when I had it up to my viewfinder or taking photographs, I knocked it quite easily, and I didn't realise I was either overexposing images or underexposing images. So just be conscious of that. You can actually turn this off altogether so it doesn't do anything. So if you do feel that it is making adjustments and you're not noticing it, then just turn this ring off altogether. But I find using it for aperture control works absolutely fine, because I use the back dial, the back command dial on the Z50 for adjusting the exposure compensation, so that actually doesn't concern me. As I say, it's a very, very lightweight lens, and that's what makes it great as a permanent fixture on my Z50. And because the Z50's got this lovely grip, really, really nice grip, the size of this lens, as you can see, it's actually very compact. It's a really, really nice compact lens for wide to standard. So, you know, I keep it on here all the time. So, yeah, great combination. And the other thing that I really like about the Z50, it transmits the images automatically to my mobile phone. So as I'm taking images, it does it as I turn the camera off. But when I'm taking photographs, they can be available on my mobile phone pretty much instantly. And that's great if I want to upload any images to, you know, Facebook or Instagram or any social media site, Twitter, well, we call it X now, don't they? But yeah, really, really nice lens, easy to focus with, easy to zoom with. So yeah, I like the lens. Image quality is really, really nice with this lens, and the fact that it will go from 12 to 28, and in full frame terms, as I said earlier, is 18 to 42. So you've got your, you know, a really, really nice range there. Let me just show you what I mean. So if we click on that one and then compare that one with that one, and then you'll see there what a really good range that is. So that's 18mm, really nice wide angle, and up to 42mm, and that crops that in quite nicely, doesn't it? It really, really is nice, and it's sharp whether you're at 12mm and whether you're at 28mm. So, you know, Nikon have made a really, really nice lens here that is, you know, suitable as a lens to keep on your camera body. Certainly if you've got a DX body, such as the Z50, it's a great all-rounder. And that's what I really like. Great for architecture, great for landscape. I use it as a travel lens if I'm going out with my brother. So it's great for getting photographs of, you know, what we're up to and where we are. And it's so lightweight, you know, you can keep it in your camera bag all the time, even if you're not using it as your main lens. Yeah, great image quality, handles chromatic aberration really well. The tonality is really, really good. Look at that, it's just so nice, isn't it? It's so sharp. But not digitally sharp. A lot of cameras I find these days, there's too much processing, they're over sharpened. You have to spend a lot of time decreasing the sharpness. I find with the Nikon cameras, as I find with my Fuji camera as well, I've got a Fuji somewhere, XS20 here, and I find with this Fujifilm XS20, the image quality that comes off this is wonderful because they're not over sharpened. I do shoot RAW, as opposed to JPEG, and that does help because I can edit them, you know, post-edit. But even the JPEGs that come straight out of camera are not over sharpened. They're really, really nice. As I say, tonal quality is really good. Edge to edge sharpness is great with this lens. And I just love its all round, look at that, it's really good. Yeah, center sharpness is beautiful. Really, really down to the corners, down to the edges. They'll print lovely. These images will print really, really nicely. And I love the dynamic range. It doesn't distort. You're not really getting the extreme distortion at the 12mm end. So yeah, Nikon have really designed a nice lens here. I really do like it. So there we go. That's a quick look at the Nikon ZDX 12 to 28 lens. It's a really nice lens. I really do like it. Really compact. I was a bit concerned at the fact that it's a power zoom lens. I would find it a bit awkward getting used to the fact there's no stop when you zoom in and zoom out, but I've got really used to that now. I don't have an issue with that. And the fact that it is a power zoom lens and you can use it with the likes of snap bridge, and I think that's really handy for certain situations. I've not used it with snap bridges yet, but I know I have played with it and it does work. So there we go, great lens. Don't forget to take a look at the images on my Flickr page. That would be really good. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you like the channel and you like the content of this video. That would be really helpful. So thanks very much. Cheers for now. Bye.